Walnut. Welcome to the third edition of Tea with Teachers. I'm here with
Mrs. Platt.
Today we're going to be drinking some ginger peach tea. Ms. Platt, what classes do you teach?
I teach English 10AA and English 8AA.
What do you think about how a lot of students are switching over to learning CCP instead of traditional?
I think it has both pros and cons, just like anything. I think it is good that especially students at Walnut who are already pretty advanced, most of them can go ahead and get those college credits while they're still in high school, and that can be both money saving and time saving later. But at the same time, I think you miss out a little bit on the high school experience. So I think it's good to take CCP as a senior because it's more like a college class, and it's kind of like what is a college class, but you get to experience that a little bit, the scheduling and the independence, which can be really positive. But also I know that when I was a senior in high school, it was kind of fun to have that last year of just like being in classes with my friends, and I feel like my teachers that I had prepared me really well for college. So I guess it just depends on what you're looking for.
And would you think the AP classes that we offer would be a good alternative for students looking for
Absolutely.
maybe academic challenge?
Yeah, the main difference as far as college credit is that CCP is only in Ohio. So those credits will transfer, but it has to be an Ohio, usually public university, whereas AP credits can go pretty much anywhere in the US. Most places will take, if you get a 5 and maybe a 4 on the AP exam, they will count that as a credit. So it kind of depends on what your future plans are, where you want to go to college. I think as far as English, AP English offers a level of rigor in preparing high school students for college level writing that they might or might not be able to get in their CCP class, just depending on that particular professor's expectations. I know that the College Board sort of regulates all of the AP classes, so essentially you're going to be getting the same skills and using the same rubrics across those curriculum, as opposed to CCP, which could be varied a little bit more, just depending on the teacher.
Are there any AP courses that you're excited to see at Walnut in upcoming years?
Yeah, I think Walnut is trying to bring in the AP African American History class, and I think that'll be a really cool experience for
definitely a good
kids to sign up for.
opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, is trying other things outside of just your core history and math and English and science and those things, but actually things that are a little more hands-on and a little bit more specialized can be really good for just figuring out what life's all about, Yeah,
and I think it's a good way for students to find stuff that they are interested in that they might not have originally.
They might not have known they were interested in it exactly till they tried it and they were like, oh, I really like this, or oh, I'm really good at this. And those can open doors to other experiences as well. So
what advice would you give to students struggling with having too much homework or overwhelming their schedule?
Ooh. Well, take advice from me with a grain of salt because I don't always take my own advice either. But I would say prioritize is the important thing. Writing things down or keeping a digital organizer is really, really important. And if you can prioritize your to-dos, make your list and then think about, okay, these are my level A to-dos, these are my level B, these are my level C. What do I need to accomplish now? What can I put on the back burner? Maybe what are some things I can let go? That's one thing I've learned as I've become an adult and just experienced life, is that it's okay sometimes to not get everything done. It's okay sometimes to not be perfect because nobody's perfect. So maybe you missed that 10-point homework assignment. Is that, it's not great, but it's you had to sacrifice something in order to prioritize the more important thing. And that's an important life lesson to learn, is that you're always going to feel overwhelmed by something, I think, depending on where you are in life. And you just have to learn how to prioritize and be able to let things go and just do the best you can. And it doesn't have to be perfect.
What advice would you maybe give to students with the alternate issue of wanting to get more involved at school or to take on more things, but they aren't really sure where to start?
That is tough. I think maybe start with like a club that just sounds interesting. Maybe you know someone who goes there, or you have friends that go there, or it just sounds kind of fun. Go check it out, you know, and maybe if the first one isn't a good fit, don't be afraid to try something else. It can be really uncomfortable if you show up and you don't know anyone, so sometimes it's nice if you maybe have an acquaintance or a friend that could like go with you, or just don't be afraid to try something and see if you like it. Or talk to a trusted adult too, that if you don't have a peer you can talk to, like what can I do to get more involved, or you know, sometimes it takes a little bit of risk and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and not being afraid to try again if the first time is awkward or it doesn't work, or you know, not what you were looking for. You know.
Yeah.
You know, something else you could do if you feel like you don't have enough to do is like apply for a job.
Yeah, that's definitely, I feel like I had a job last summer, and I know it was really good to like be able to like enter the workforce and kind of be able to like spend some time, you know, earning myself some money and trying to like find that independence.
Yeah, it really does help you develop those independent skills because you're going out and doing something for yourself, you know, and you're responsible to someone else besides your parents or your teachers, you know, and you really learn like some of those life skills by, especially if you're interacting with the public, man, because sometimes they're not nice.
Yeah.
And you just have to learn how to handle that.
Those social skills are so important, and I feel like, you know, as like a teenager, it's so uncomfortable to be like understand that sometimes you are gonna have to stand up to people, and you are gonna have to like maybe be nice to someone you don't want to be nice to, or be able to be confident when you aren't feeling confident.
And learn how to make change, because that's an important skill.
Yeah.
But you know something too that I think later in life, having a job, especially if you're in service or in customer service as a teen, it makes you respect people in those positions later in life.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you've been in that position.
Because a lot of like people nowadays just like don't understand how hard those jobs
Exactly,
are.
like how hard they work behind the scenes, you know, making sure that you tip your server really well. Like even if like they forgot something, because you know that how hard it is to do that job, and like how little they make and all that, you know, those kinds of things. Just politeness goes a long way.
Thank you so much, Ms. Platt.
You're welcome, Violet.
Have a nice week, Walnut, and remember, drink more tea.
We can do a little.